as we begin talking about different websites and all these different pieces to it, as well as different graphics, we're going to talk about what looks good and what looks bad. And a lot of the time, those things have to do with fonts and colors. The wrong fonts or the wrong colors or things that just don't mesh well. So I like to start this class by talking about colors and talking about fonts because as we create things, we want them to look good. We want people to want to look at them. And you know that when things look bad, nobody's going to stop and look at them. So I want to show this as an example here. This is Suzanne Collins' website back in the day. And when I say back in the day, I mean like 3 years ago. Okay. If you don't know who Suzanne Collins is, she wrote the Hunger Games series, and then co-produced the movies and all those kinds of things. And she actually just came out with a new book, which is a prequel to the Hunger Games series. And this is what her website looked like for a long time. It was categorized as one of the worst websites on the web, especially for somebody who was very notable and had, best-selling books. She's a best-selling author, and she had movies made from her books. And this is what it looked like. Poor font choices, really dull colors, and just a really dull website. It's funny because when you go to look for Suzanne Collins' website now, you're going to find that it looks a little bit different, but not a lot. It does have a better font. I will give her that. There's a little bit more of a color pop with the orange, but it's still not a super great website. It's hard to navigate, and it's just not appealing, right? Not a very appealing website. But, excuse me, it is better than what she originally started with. Fonts, colors, they matter. So we're going to start by talking about colors because colors are easy to talk about. Now, I know this is also when some people have an issue with is when we start talking about feelings and how colors make you feel, which is really a weird thing to talk about, but they do make you feel something even subconsciously. Every color has a meaning. It has a lot of different meanings, and they're picked for logos and for companies for reasons. They pick them because of what they're trying to evoke in people. So, what we're going to talk about is colors. And as you move through this presentation, some of the slides you're going to have to read and some of the slides you're going to have to interact with. But I want you to take it seriously because as we learn about color schemes and the meanings of colors, it's going to help you decide what you're going to do for future websites as well as future graphics. And we're going to evaluate a lot of logos and websites as we move through because I want you to know what looks good so that way you can make things that look good. So there is meaning to this. There is meaning to colors and to fonts. And I don't want your website to be this. I want your website to be something that has beauty to it and people will want to come and look at. So I want you to keep that in mind as you work through this presentation and answer the questions for all the different colors.